Yes.
So what we'll do now is we'll do the feedback. So if you can point at Will.
Okay, our feedback.
I thought it was good because when Kelsey explained it, I still didn't really know what to do. But then when they did the demonstrations, Zane demonstrated how to actually do it. Then I actually knew what I was doing. Yep. I thought that was good. Other positives was Kelsey and Zane were both going around, keeping us all interacted and making sure we were all doing it.
Yeah.
They also corrected my technique quite a lot, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So it was good. Negatives, I can't really think of any on the spot. That was good. I think for me, if there wasn't a session before, I would have wanted more of a warm up because I remember always real stiff, but because we had that session before, it was fine. Right. But if it wasn't before, I think we'd do a bit longer warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Martha?
Oh no, they adjusted really well when I couldn't do it. So then Zane had to jump in, but then Kelsey managed quite well. Going around the rest of the group, can't really think of any negatives, but yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was good. It was good progressions. So they started off with the easy punches, like straight punches, moving through the more technical stuff, and then adding in the combinations as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good progression. Negatives. Another thing I didn't like were the pads, but there's nothing that they could, and the gloves, but nothing that they couldn't. Yeah.
What teaching methods did we see?
We were going chaining and whole part whole.
Yep. We'll come to you guys last.
It was good. It was well structured. Kelsey and Zane went around and helping out, teaching us what to do for Grinchall. One thing that they could work on is, everything was good, but at times I was fatigued, so maybe a quick 10-second, 20-second break. But overall it was good.
Cool.
No, I thought they did a good job breaking it down, not just the punching, but also the pad holding, showing exactly where to hold it at times, and just little techniques of where to when you punch, keeping this hand up, and when you throw this one, keeping the other hand up. No, that was pretty good. I don't think they have any negatives. They did real good.
Yeah, things that they did good was how they kind of just started off with just the jabs and then progressed it into uppercuts and kicks and stuff like that, and obviously giving us demonstrations and everything. One negative, I can't really say it was on their behalf, but it was obviously just not having a full partner to do everything with and stuff like that. So I was limited by myself, and yeah.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed the whole session itself. It was just good to learn a different skill because I don't do boxing, so it was cool to learn. I know everything was cool to learn. Probably negative was probably just we set a task, and I felt a lot of the time that when I was punching, we would just stop, and I feel we didn't really know what to do. If it was maybe just do I'll do 15 of those and then swap over. So it was something we had to achieve instead of just everyone just did it at different times. But it was the other bit, it was perfect.
Cool. Thank you.
I think Kelsey and Zane gave real good demonstrations. Kelsey had a really clear voice. I could hear her, and maybe the thing to work on is I noticed that when we were kind of in a circle and you were giving demonstrations, you're kind of only facing one way, so the people at the back probably couldn't see you. I could see you because you were facing us, but the people at the back probably couldn't see you because you had your back to them in the pads. But apart from that, it was pretty good.
Thank you. Alex.
Really good sessions, communicated all well. Everyone's done pretty well, Zane's still smiling. It was a good workout. I was pretty knackered by the end, sweating like a pig. It was, pretty good workout. No negatives.
Well, I think it was good because I haven't done this in a while, and although I need to remember to use the right gloves so that I don't get blisters, that was probably the only down point for me, although it wasn't their fault, that was more my part. But it was good because both Zane and Kelsey came over and gave me words of encouragement and obviously let me got my own time, even though I had a beast as a partner. So it was a bit hard to keep with ribbon. So So it was good. Like they were just telling me to just keep it easy, keep it going, and just practice on my jabs and my kicking and all that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I say something, Steve? This isn't like a negative, but maybe like people that have done it before go together, so then they can go a bit more advanced.
Yeah.
And people that are beginners, they go together. So yeah, split them up. So like maybe Troy and Dre go together or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you kind of look at the profiles and sort of think about how you might sort of manage that? Or?
Yeah, at the start we listed everyone into right categories, but with our class we're all pretty even. But there's like one or two, but at the end of the day we didn't have a full class, so it's not always simple to split up. But yeah, maybe we could have looked at putting maybe Dre and Troy together, but
There's different ways to look at that. So you could actually pair up people who are more experienced and then give them some more advanced stuff to do, or you could use the experience, pair them up with someone less experienced and kind of put them more in a teaching role as well. So
Dallas, did you feel like you learnt a lot more by going with Dre as well? Like Dre giving you pointers through it as well?
Yeah, well, I definitely knew that to hold the pad hard, because obviously he was hitting it real hard and I was doing the vibrations.
Yeah. So yeah, there's different ways to look at that.
Yeah.
As long as you can sort of justify, you know, why you pair different people up with different partners.
Yeah.
So overall, how do you think?
Yeah, it went well,
Yep.
I feel. There was a couple of times where people ran out of things to do because they might have got fatigued, but apart from that, I felt like the session went well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone on task?
Everyone stayed on task, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone liked to play around a little bit, but everyone likes to play around when you're kicking and punching.
So a little bit of sort of democratic, I guess, towards the end, just in terms of make up your own combos. So,
yeah, like mix it up.
Yep.
A little bit of progression for them as well, trying to remember what punches were what and make them make their brains think a bit more when they're doing it.
Yep. Absolutely. Cool. Kelsey?
Cool, yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. I think it was also a challenge for Zane and I because it's not a sport that either of us participate in, so it was kind of a learning curve for us to teach something that we don't specifically do either.
Yep.
So maybe some of the terminology might not have been quite correct and we could only help as far as our limitations.
Yep.
But I think a lot of it was also behind the workout itself, just getting, you know, the blood flowing, get a few of the basics going. I really appreciate the feedback from you all because it's all stuff I hadn't thought about. I clean forgot about having everyone being able to see us. But no, I really enjoyed the session and I think it went relatively well. Sorry if I tired you guys out. But yeah, I think it went pretty well.
I think it went well. As well. Like your demonstrations were good, and there was a lot of just around the positioning of the punching bag, etc. You know, you gave a lot of good advice around that. I guess if you're not that comfortable with like all the finer points of the punching and the kicking, maybe showing some video, maybe finding a bit of YouTube video that sort of demonstrates and is a little bit clearer on the points. Where I thought you really made it up was the one-on-one stuff. So with the demonstrations, that was more, this is how to hold the bag and then kick the crap out of it sort of thing. But then when you went round with each peer, you were giving much more detailed sort of feedback and advice there. So although there wasn't maybe a lot in the demonstration, you made up for it much more in your sort of one-on-one feedback.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do until you give too much information, I think.
Oh, yep. Let them have a go, so a little bit of trial and error and then a little bit of sort of corrective feedback. So I think that worked pretty well. So obvious progressions. Yep, thank you. So I think a couple of really good sessions to start us off. So the bar's set really high. So making sure you guys, keeping up to that level or even pushing it on would be good.